All right. All right, first off, let me apologize for my last video. I know I run a faceless channel, and for me it's about privacy. But I'm constantly getting bombarded with comments accusing me of being AI, an AI generated voice. So what I did is I intentionally uploaded my video completely unedited with all my little mistakes intact, and I'll be honest, it left a blemish on the content that I worked so hard to create. I dump hours into playing these video games, outlining scripts, reading reviews, and doing research, editing, and mixing my audio. And it just sucks being accused of supporting the very thing I adamantly speak out against. Of course, okay, AI, it's a great productivity tool to speed up workflow, especially when doing things like video editing. But in many cases, it's not used as a tool. It's used to generate content itself, which really makes this platform a worse place in my opinion. So since this is going to be most likely my last chance to talk about this, I mean, we're literally sitting here a day before YouTube goes full authoritarian. I know, listen, I know. Devin, you said you're a gaming channel. You're supposed to talk about video games. Well, look, this is really huge when it comes to video games. I don't know if you noticed, but this all started with video games getting taken down by Steam and itch.io. This is important because no matter what, you shouldn't be required to give your ID and credit card information to YouTube in order to engage with their platform. And when the time comes, you shouldn't have to do any type of facial recognition scanning or government ID bullshit just to play a video game. It's crazy, man. This is the death of the internet. It's the death of anonymity on the internet. We got TikTok banning and deleting accounts. We have Wikipedia losing in court against the UK Online Safety Act regulations. Just this worldwide blanket of censorship, all in the name of protecting the children. Which we all know has nothing to do with protecting the children. It's about controlling the narrative and mass surveillance. And it's all going to be enforced by algorithms. Post a comment that doesn't align with the algorithm's built-in bias, it gets deleted. Say anything in protest to YouTube's censorship on your channel, well, now you're going to have to verify your age because despite the decade plus you've been on this platform and the hundreds of videos you've uploaded, you don't have enough channel history. How do we know you're over 18? Make that make sense. I've seen tons of YouTubers talking about how most of their videos don't even show up under age restriction. No cursing, no adult content, simply because they spoke out against censorship. Thankfully though, this is getting people to ask the right questions. Questions like what the average person would have never asked before. Questions like, when I buy a microtransaction, is my in-game activities, purchase history, location, biometric data, all those little things, are they being collected, stored, and sold to third-party companies to run targeted ads on me? Yes, absolutely, yes they are. Now think of the implications when all these tech companies have a face and a pinpoint location to tie all that information together. What used to be a predatory practice by AAA publishers and these big social media platforms now becomes complete surveillance and control over everything you think and everything you say online. You probably heard of this term called techno-feudalism, in which tech giants aren't competing in a free market anymore. No, they are the market. Kind of like the landlords of the internet. And in order to rent from them, you have to pay them with your attention. You know what else has been rampant in the video game industry? Gamergate. And I'm about to expose this, okay? Now you're probably thinking, Devin, what the hell does the culture wars have to do with companies collecting our data? Think about it. If you divide the slaves, it makes them less likely to revolt. It makes them less likely to notice what's going on in the background. Every time you hear the word chud, wokey, bigot, transphobic, left-wing, right-wing, just know it's all by design. That's why all these big tech companies are always going on and on about diversity and inclusivity. It's so that we fight and bicker with each other while the technocratic oligarchs in the background slowly erode our freedoms. This isn't just an information war, It's not just a war of the classes. It's literally a war on our humanity, a war against our ability to create and freely think. All you ever hear these days are AI this and AI that, but you can look into it yourself. The end goal is to outsource everything to AI. According to the World Economic Forum, 41% of companies worldwide plan to reduce their workforce by 2030 due to the increasing use of artificial intelligence and to automate tasks. AI can do so many wonderful things these days, like distorting information. You see, these algorithms already have us in our own little self-contained bubbles, keeping us from being able to form our own opinions. Pretty soon, it will be our opinions. It's not the AI that's the large learning model. No, it's you. You are the large learning model, being programmed to lean towards certain ideologies instead of having your own life experience. Man, a lot of these big AAA games, they feel like they were made by an AI prompt and not by actual video game developers. So it's already happening. You know, I can bet on that. Did you see that Genie 3 video from Google DeepMind? That shit looked so uncanny and so soulless, it made me want to vomit. And get this, all the little NPCs in the comment section were cheering this on. 12,000 likes to 300 dislikes. Completely unaware that big game publishers want to outsource the literal development of video games itself to AI. If modern gaming wasn't already soulless enough, we got gamers over here begging for slop now. Comments saying, "This is the most impressive AI to date. I can't wait for real life Ready Player One. And imagine this at 90 frames per second at 4K. While gamers like us are going extinct. The people who just want a fun experience. A video gamey ass video game made by people who play video games, man. That itself is becoming nostalgic to me. Not just my favorite individual games from way back when. No, the concept of art itself is becoming nostalgic to me. If that isn't the most dystopian shit ever, I don't know what is. Why do you think I show off so many indie games on my channel? It's basically like supporting local businesses at this point. It's like you have the gaming industry, which is the indie games, and then you have the commercial industry, big AAA. And every time these whales pay to win, they're not actually paying to win. They're actually paying for more ways these companies can propagandize them. Just one of the many mega industrial complexes used to funnel wealth from us to the elites. This is the goal, this is what they want, and they're using child safety to weaponize our empathy. But you know what? We still have a chance to fight back against this. That's why I turned my profile picture to a Clippy. You know, Clippy never wanted to steal all your information and sell it to other companies. He wasn't meant to outsource everything to AI. He didn't want to see the world plunge into techno-feudalism. Clippy just wanted to help. That's why I changed my profile pic, and it's so awesome being surrounded by a sea full of Clippies. People like me that want to see the internet be a better place. And you know what? They can ban me. They can delete my channel. I'm not gonna stop. I'll keep making content about video games and trying to keep the spirit of the culture I've been part of for nearly 30 years now alive. For preservation, for community-made content, for games made by small developers that are actually worth a damn, and not the AAA slop that's secretly being made to spy on us and run disgusting targeted ads. Seriously, if you haven't yet, watch that video from Louis Rossmann, you know, the change your profile picture to a Clippy, I'm serious. That shit is so wild, having targeted ads that monitor your emotional state. Is that the type of world you want to live in? Anyways, I want to make this video real quick while I brainstorm on new ideas for video game content. There's a lot of games I have backlogged right now since I've been trying to make all these huge list videos of indies, and I kind of wanted to go back and finish as many as possible. So let me know, would you want to see reviews on individual games? Because it'd make it a hell of a lot easier for me. If I keep putting 10, 15 games in one video all the time, over and over again in quick succession, I'm just not going to have time to play them all. Or would you want to see more, gaming discourse videos? Stuff on the industry, on game design, maybe some salt content? Because if that doesn't get censored, I would love to call out and roast a lot of these fanboys for their dumbass takes. Anyways, that's it for me. Later.